Good afternoon. Thanks for joining me here on Keep It Simple. It is Tuesday afternoon, and I wanted to do a video as a follow-up from my previous intro video about a food item that I put in my fridge about 365 days ago, and I just left it in there when I would clean out the fridge. I kept thinking I would throw it out because it would be, gross and moldy, and it wasn't. And I just found it extremely interesting how it is still good as new, like the day I bought it, and you would never know it. And it just went to show me how much it's very processed for it to last this long. And obviously the first couple ingredients jump out at me. There's a yellow 5 and a blue 1 color, which makes the color green. And I looked at ingredients and stuff, but I didn't really factor that in. I didn't really pay much attention to that. But the more I have become a label reading Nazi, things like that jump out at me a lot more. So the big reveal is tortillas. It's the spinach and herb extreme wellness. And I used to eat these all the time with turkey and tuna and lettuce, and it seemed like a healthy option. And I do believe that it's a healthier option than, say, a white tortilla, I guess. But there are a lot of ingredients that obviously make this very processed, and a lot of preservatives that has preserved this for 365 days. I just found that extremely interesting, and I feel like there's a lot of products out there that are very processed and don't have that much of a shelf life. And I pretty much decided that I'm going to stick to foods that don't last that long. They are, they're only fresh for 5 to 7 days, and they need to be consumed or thrown out. Anything that lasts 365 days is probably not that great. If it doesn't break down on the outside, I can't imagine how much the body really doesn't break it down on the inside, and how much of the nutritional value are we actually getting. So that was my experiment for the year. So I started keto almost a year ago with my husband, and I didn't have really, amazing results as far as what a lot of people that are losing weight on keto. I belong to a Facebook page called Keto Connection, and it's so inspiring to see some of the people on there and how much weight they've lost and how great they look, and that they feel better and they're off medications, and it's super awesome. I've never dealt with a big weight problem. I've always kind of fluctuated between 20 and 30 pounds, but I've never really dealt with a big overweight problem. I've gone through kind of chunkier stages, and just stages like after my kids, of trying to lose weight and stuff. But I do have some good genetics that has definitely helped me out in that sense. However, I do have my before and after pictures. So you've got this picture, which is when I started 2 years ago. And then this one was after about a year and a half. It was a little over 10 pounds. And the top picture is when I started keto. And the picture between here and here is keto and intermittent fasting, and it's only 7 days. So I pretty much realized really quick how much water sits on your muscles when you eat more carbohydrates. And I just could not believe the water that I lost. And really, that's been almost a year. I have kept that definition in my arms and especially my arms, my upper body, as far as not retaining a lot of fluid, just by keeping my carbohydrates low. So I realize that doesn't work for everybody, and I've tried all different types of keto. I did 30-day carnivore keto. I did no dairy keto for 2 months, and I'm still actually very low dairy. I don't eat a lot of dairy. I did a higher protein, which my husband wanted me to see what that would do, just because I was wondering how to kind of lean out a little bit more. And you hear all this thing about, you can't do this much protein, you'll go into ketoacidosis, that too much protein turns to sugar, sugar turns to fat, and it'll kick you out of ketosis. Well, I did it for over 30 days and I had great results. I leaned out, I was much more vascular, and I had really great results. I pretty much bumped my protein up to like 115 grams of protein, and my fat was just below that. It was like 110 or something. And then my carbs I kept about the same, 5%, maybe 20 grams of carbs, maybe 30 every now and then. So 20 to 30 carbs, but I had really great results with that. However, I do not break down protein all that well, and so it just didn't agree with me to eat a higher amount of protein, so I had to go back down to eating less protein, unless I was going to take like some type of betaine HCl, which is a hydrochloric acid with pepsin that helps break down the protein, and it kind of boosts your acidity in your stomach. And but I had great results with that. So the purpose of the video that I wanted to do pretty much is, what are you doing as like your whole family eating process? Because right now I'm kind of, I'm a chef for two separate groups, and that's my husband and I who eat keto, and then my kids who just, they don't really eat whatever, but I am still making like pastas and rice, and they still have fruit and applesauce and, peanut butter on toast and stuff like that. And so I've had kind of a tough time, do I try to convert them over to being keto kids, or, what advice maybe that somebody can share with me as to what you guys are doing as a whole and as your family. Like, we've gotten rid of all the processed sugars and processed packaged stuff. Like, we did that over a year and a half ago, and that's gone really well. It was definitely a struggle, and we have had some really challenging moments with our kids and just trying to get them to eat better and just eliminating that and really like get rid of their sweet tooth. And we only struggle with it too just because at school we don't have any control what they eat. If they go to birthday parties, we want them to make good decisions, but I'm not going to tell them that no, they can't have that. But in this house, like, it's not an option, and it's not here, so they don't get it here. Maybe that's why they double up when they do go out, and they look like, sugar deprived kids and like they're on crack or something, because they're just downing all the sweets and stuff. So I just wanted to get some advice from you all as to what you're doing with your family. Do you just keep it to, you're just trying to get through this yourself and lose your own weight, and how you're incorporating that with other meals for your family throughout the week. So leave your comments below. Also subscribe to my channel if you want. I know I don't post all that lot of videos, but I do try to get on here at least a few times a week. And leave your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.